So, judgment, judging people, making people wrong for the way they are. Now, I am 100% guilty of this. There's no doubt about it. I used to think that, I used to sit there judging people for the way they sounded and the way they didn't look right and they didn't speak right and they didn't speak the way that was right for me. And I used to make them wrong for being the way they were, and they were full of shit and blah, 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 blah. And all that did was it brought out all this judgment, which actually caused separation between me and that person connecting or just having love for one another. And it's so easy for us to judge other people and make them wrong, that all we ever see is our judgments, and we're not actually hearing anymore what that person is actually asking. We're not connecting with them. And that's what this whole fucking world does. It's divide and conquer. They don't want us to unify. They don't want us to have love for one another. They don't want us to get along because they make money off it and they have power around it. I've been called many things. And when I first began this challenge, it used to shock me. I had people calling me a cult leader, amongst other things. I had people private messaging me, telling me how wrong I was and how I shouldn't talk about what I talk about and rah-de-rah-de-rah, and it used to hurt. And now it doesn't. But it makes me sad. It makes me sad because I think we've got so far to go, but it also motivates me. It motivates me to do what I do even more. So a lot of people get put off because I swear, and that's okay. What I learned when I used to judge people for the way they spoke, and it was never around swearing, it was usually the opposite. It was usually the ones who were all fairy and light and love and light. They used to trigger the shit out of me. I'd just be like, you fellas are full of shit. But now I can look at someone who's like that and I understand the work that they're doing is going to reach somebody who needs to hear it in that way. And I'm grateful for that person doing the work for the people who need to hear it that way, because I can't do it. I don't want to speak that way. You know, it's kind of like ice cream. I love Hokey Pokey ice cream, and I'm not really a fan too much of anything else. Does it mean that chocolate ice cream's wrong for being chocolate? Or that vanilla ice cream is wrong for being vanilla? No, it just means it's a different flavor, and other people will love that flavor. And some people will love Hokey Pokey, and I'm like Hokey Pokey. I'm not for everybody, and I'm okay with that. And like, if people want to leave this group and they want to go to other groups, do it. 100% do it. Find someone who speaks the language that you need to hear in order for you to let go of judging people. I used to do this practice when I would watch other people who triggered the fuck out of me. When people triggered me, I would go towards them and I would force myself to watch them. I would watch them until I could get past my bullshit judgments around them and really see them and really feel them. So I could connect with people. Because my message in the world is about creating unity. There is so much stuff that fucking divides us. It's just ridiculous. So when, you know, people ask me to stop swearing and stuff like that, I honor where they're coming from because they've got judgments around words. For me, words are simply sounds. They're sounds that we use to communicate. And it's not really the words we use, but it's the intention behind it. So I could use, for instance, you've met people before who are amazing with language, and you know damn straight that all that sweetness is lies. It's that their intention is not to connect with you, and you know damn well that their intention is something else. And it makes you more cautious around them. It's not the words, it's what's behind the words. Where is it coming from? What is the intention of what they're trying to say? That's what we can pick up on, and that way Even when they have bad intentions, just be like, that person's not for me. And I know I'm not for everybody, and I'm okay with that. But the reason I want to share this is because I used to, like in my other group, I had 5,500 people. It's still going. And they used to worry for me. They used to private message me, and they would end up fighting for me on these posts in the group. And I'm like, no, no, I'm good. And I'm okay with people airing what they feel like they need to share as their truth for that moment, because then it's an opportunity to question these judgments, question these thought patterns, question the way we're thinking, which is very rigid, and this is how it has to be. And to give people questions to open up so they can experience a little bit more freedom in their lives, where they can be like, I don't like that, but it's for that person over there, and that's okay. It's just not for me, therefore I'll go somewhere else. And that's totally fine. Vanilla, chocolate, or hokey pokey. So I think, what else did I write on the post? I wrote something about judging. So there's making judgment calls for yourself, which is totally cool. Make judgment calls. Is this for me or is it not for me? But judging people is really where you make people wrong for being where they're at. And everyone's on their own journey. So I think that's something, maybe, if it interests you, just to look at. Where am I judging people, making them wrong? I tell you why. I was at a what I do. This is literally what I do. If someone, and I think I've said this already as well, maybe, but just not like this. If someone's pissing me off, and I'm judging them, like I feel my critter, yeah, that person, blah 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 blah. I always ask myself this one question: what can I love about this person? Even though they're pissing me off, even though they're doing all the stuff, even though all my judgment crap is coming up, which is wonderful because it's coming up and it's getting out and I can see it, how can I love this person? What is going to draw me closer to this person in this moment? It's a really great question to ask ourselves when our shit is coming up and all that thinking and that, all the ugliness comes up. Let it come up, observe it, get rid of it, then ask, how can I love this person? And they don't have to be for you. I don't have to be for you. Find someone who is for you, and then grow, because that's what we're here for, to grow. Anyway, thank you for listening, whoever's on. I'm just going to show you again this view. It's amazing and beautiful. Oh, if I can turn it around. Have a wonderful evening wherever you are. Get into nature and take a minute just to breathe. Heaps of love.